Oh, this was a bit awkward for Keir Starmer.
I said what I said, which is that we do have, of course, a special relationship with our friends in the UK and also with some of our European allies, but we also know that there have been infringements on free speech that actually affect not just the British, of course, what the British do in their own country is up to them, but also affect American technology companies and by extension American citizens. So that is something that we'll talk about today at lunch.
We've had free speech for a very, very long time in the United Kingdom.
No, actually, we've had free speech for a very long time in the United Kingdom.
We might have done, but not anymore.
And it will last for a very, very long time. Well, no, I mean, certainly we wouldn't want to reach across US citizens, and we don't, and that's absolutely right. But in relation to free speech in the UK, I'm very proud of our history there.
And it is history because it's in the past, not the present.
We've had free speech for a very, very long time in the United Kingdom.
Really? Like when a 54-year-old grandmother got a home visit from the Thought Police.
Hello, is that Helen? Hello? Helen from the police. I'm a police officer, Helen. Do you?
And what did they want to grill her about? What dangerous vocal cord violation did she commit? Well, it was actually a Facebook post in which she, wait for it, criticised Labour councillors and said about one of them, quote, "Let's hope he does the decent thing and resigns." That's it. That's literally it.
You're going to fix it? Okay. Okay. We'll give you a call on your phone, okay? I'm not going to stand out here if you're not going to speak to me.
Police conceded the 54-year-old had committed no crime, yet Mrs. Jones says she has effectively been silenced by the officers as she was intimidated by them calling at her door and is too terrified to post on social media again. What was that again, Keir?
I'm very proud of our free speech in the UK.
Oh, you mean like in Scotland, where if you live anywhere near an abortion clinic, praying inside your own home near a window could be deemed illegal?
I should be really clear. Praying in of itself is not an offence under this bill. We are not banning prayer under the Act.
Performative prayer. If you're standing at a window with your hands together in front of your face in that classic kind of, you know, that classic image of prayer, if you're standing at a window so people can see you, then could it be interpreted as an offence?
That then depends on who's passing the window and whether anybody
so he's not
can
wrong,
actually...
is he?
And praying outside near an abortion clinic? Oh no.
Are you standing here part of the protest?
No. I'm not protesting.
Are you praying?
I might be praying in my head out loud.
So I'll ask you once more, will you voluntarily come with us now to the police station for me to ask you some questions?
Lock her up.
I'm very proud of our free speech in the UK.
Well, how about the case of a man jailed for sending offensive emails to politicians? He got 28 weeks in the slammer and a 5-year restraining order. The Labour MP who viciously and repeatedly punched someone in the head on the street, suspended sentence. Just so I'm clear about the British justice system. I can punch someone repeatedly in the head, but I can't post on Twitter that I'm going to punch someone repeatedly in the head.
I'm very proud of our free speech in the UK.
They literally lock up people for Facebook posts, silent prayer, and grannies get police visits for telling politicians to resign. But yeah, we have free speech other than that. Exactly. Elon in the replies. The media's reaction to this was very interesting. Thanks to Ground News, the sponsor of today's video, I can instantly access every story on it published worldwide and compare coverage. Look at how much this is a blind spot for the left. With a whopping 82% of coverage of Vance's confrontation with Starmer on free speech coming from right-wing sources, and only 14% left-wing, suggesting a clear bias to want to avoid focusing on the issue. And note the stark difference in headline choice. UK Starmer hits back at JD Vance on freedom of speech. Keir Starmer slaps down JD Vance after free speech snipe in front of cameras. Slaps down, really. Compare that to right-wing sources which describe it more neutrally, and in my view more accurately, as a spar or a clash. Ground News helps me track all this and shines a spotlight on misleading narratives. I use Ground News every day, and not just because they sponsor me. It's genuinely been a game changer. It helps me see through the noise, cut through the bias, and think for myself. You can check this out for yourself at ground.news/PJW. The link is down below. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed while scrolling through social media sites, trying to figure out what's important, what's actually new content and not old news. But Ground News helps dissipate all that clutter by giving me access to what matters in a clear format in one place. helping me stay informed of breaking news developments as they happen. And more importantly, what the media isn't covering, which could lead to blind spots. Ground News is essentially the Spotify of news, and I've found it to be an invaluable tool in shaping my daily news digest. So it's never been a better time to check out ground.news/PJW or scan the QR code on screen. They're currently offering my viewers 40% off the Vantage plan, which is the one I use for unlimited access. Crucially, they're independently owned and subscriber funded. Please support their mission to hold the media accountable at ground.news/PJW. The BBC fact-checked Vance, claiming his assertion that free speech infringements were taking place in the UK was without evidence. Without evidence, okay, you want me to go on? Another police home visit for a man who responded to an Islamic terror attack by posting, quote, "Christians must stand up."
Yeah, so I'm an Orthodox Christian. Now you've turned up at my house because I went and see my priest. So I'm going to get you all on film because this is going straight to my solicitor. So because I've questioned about the church not acting on the behalf of Christians, you're now turning up here with mental health nurses assuming that I'm some right-wing nutter.
I'm very proud of our free speech in the UK.
Sam Mellier in prison for 2 years for distributing stickers criticising mass immigration. The stickers included the phrases "reject white guilt, it's okay to be white, and love your nation." Lock him up!
I'm very proud of our free speech in the UK.
Same judge let off a literal nonce for having kiddie pics. Oh, apparently that's protected speech.
I'm very proud of our free speech in the UK.
But the 61-year-old man who chanted, "Who the fuck is Allah?" and told police officers, quote, "You're not English anymore," outside a protest in Downing Street. 18-month prison sentence.
I'm very proud of our free speech in the UK.
Lee Dunn guilty of racially aggravated social media posts. Sounds really bad, what were they? A bunch of boomer tier AI memes showing Asian men with the caption, quote, "Coming to a town near you." That's it. 8 weeks in prison, lock him up.
I'm very proud of our free speech in the UK.
Derek Heggie, guilty of making racially aggravated comments during a YouTube live stream. Wow, these vocal cord vibrations must have been particularly abhorrent. What were they? He said, quote, "Young white girls are being raped by these grooming gangs." But that's true. Doesn't matter. 10 months in prison, lock him up.
I'm very proud of our free speech in the UK.
Thousands of arrests every year for mean tweets. 250,000 non-crime hate incidents recorded across England and Wales, the vast majority of which are for free speech, which the victim deemed to be offensive. Police home visits for Telegraph columnists, during which they won't even tell her who complained or what offensive thing she supposedly said. Efforts to ban controversial conversations between employees in pubs. But yeah, free speech in the good old UK is thriving, according to Sir Keir.
I'm very proud of our free speech in the UK.
At one point last year, they were locking up so many people for speech crimes. Actual violent criminals had to be released to make room for them all. The UK Police Commissioner even threatened to extradite US citizens and jail them in the UK for mean words online. They were also literally arresting people for being wrong on the internet.
A woman has been arrested by Cheshire Police in relation to an inaccurate information on social media about the attacker in the Southport murders.
But don't believe your lying guys. According to Sir Keir, none of that ever happened. According to Starmer, this is all just fantasy. And in reality, for free speech in the UK, it's a literal fucking golden age.
I'm very proud of our free speech in the UK.
If you value what I do and you want to help support me, please visit pauljosephwatson.locals.com and either pledge a one-time donation or subscribe to join my community, get early access videos, and message me directly. And exclusive live streams coming soon too. Promise. Check out the Locals link down in the description. And don't forget to take a look at the brand new website modernity.news. That's where you'll find all my content, including exclusive articles. That's modernity.news.